Hey, my friend, have you been feeling some clarity? Maybe you've been wanting to do something different. Maybe this past weekend you got emotionally connected to something, and maybe you made a decision like, I'm done. If any of that was coming up for you over this weekend, let me give you some astrological insights. Hey, my friend, Danny C. Muniz here, your spiritual counselor, helping you find clarity on your spiritual journey. One of my favorite things to do is to help you understand, remember, align back to who you really are so that we can design a life that truly honors who we are. And we do that by clearing away all the generational, ancestral, and societal paradigms that no longer fit you. I wanted to come in here because here's the thing. There is a particular aspect that is happening in our sky that is affecting us as a whole, as a collective. Now, I see this stuff all the time, but this particular one, I've heard a couple of people, and I'll just say clients, friends, students, colleagues, have been saying some things to me over the past 48 hours, and even myself have been having some of this. And I want to talk about it because, here we want to share these things, right? We want to talk about these things because I want you to think about how this is affecting you and really be able to come from an empowered place. It's one of the things I believe with astrology is we understand it, we know it, we align with it so that we can empower ourselves to make decisions and where we're going with life. All right, so let me share my screen and let me show you what I'm seeing. I'm looking for the tab. I think it's this one. All right. You should be seeing, let me move this out of the way. You should be seeing a chart, a natal chart, or a transit chart is what it's actually called, on your screen right now. I just want to confirm that that is what's happening. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So this is the chart of what's actually going on right now, which is at 4 o'clock here in Texas and Central Time on Monday, December 5th. And so this has been happening. This was kind of a couple of different things that have been happening. Now, one of the things that in particular that I want to bring your attention to is this right here, the moon. Now, we follow the moon because the moon is our emotional energy. It is our innate reaction and responses to the world. And if you've been in any type of personal development, any type of growth, any type of spiritual path, you understand that our emotions, right, our thoughts affect what we do. So our emotional energy affects what we do. This is why when I used to teach sales back corporate, I would have people who would think the phone weighed 100 pounds, and I'd have people who thought that the phone was light and easy to pick up, right? Some people had a belief system around it being easy and fun, and some people thought it was like death. They didn't want to get anywhere near it. But that affects what we do, right? It affects our actions. Our belief systems affect our actions. So here's what we have here. The moon has been activating. This is how I like to think of it. And I often say, you might have heard me say before, is this is activating our different parts of us, different aspects of us as it is going around the planet. So every time our moon encounters a particular planet, it's activating that energy. And so we've had over this past weekend, we had our moon in Aries, which is a very, very impulsive energy. It's very motivated, very driven. It wants to be the first. I often call it the little kid that comes, at the swimming party, right? Who like gets there, takes off all his clothes, runs into the pool and jumps in and doesn't really say hi to anybody. It's just like, I want to do this. I want to be the first in the pool. I want to get in the pool. It's like, this is what I want. And it goes after it and it does it. Now, that energy has come into contact with our purpose, where we're going, what our soul's evolution is in this lifetime, where it's headed, where it wants to go. It is coming in contact with that energy. So if you've been having insights and ideas about, this is where I want to do, this is where I want to go, or more clarity around your purpose, around what you're doing or what you're stepping into, or maybe even what's not serving you anymore, this has definitely been that energy. Now, the other thing that's really interesting, and these guys have been kind of together for a bit now, but we've got Uranus. Uranus is our rebellion planet. It's our planet that loves independence and freedom and really does look out for the collective, right? It's looking out for the collective, for the underdog. And so these two energies together can make things very, very erratic. Uranus is known for radical change, for big change, for disrupting the system. If you think about rebellious energy, it's disrupting the system, right? The system is in place and it's coming in and being like, nope, I'm not going to do that. And it stops, right? And it's creating something new. It's a disruption. Now, the disruption could be maybe something we want, and it's like, oh, okay, finally, like it's here. Yes, I'm in alignment with this. Yes, I'm going to do this. Or it could be a disruption that we don't want. And yet, both scenarios are for our greatest and highest good. I firmly believe that everything happens for a reason. And I firmly believe that everything happens for our greatest and highest good. So if everything is working for us and everything is working towards our greatest and highest good, sometimes there are going to be changes. There are going to be things that come up in our life that we necessarily don't want. And yet they are in full alignment with where we are going. Which is why this is interesting, because this right here, our north node, is where we are going. It is what we want, what our soul is craving to evolve to in this lifetime. Now, because the moon has been in contact with this energy over the past 48 hours or so, and it's been actually leading up, so I'm going to say probably a little bit more than 42 hours, maybe about 60 hours this past weekend, right? We may have been getting that as insights, that clarity of like, ooh, I need to get rid of this, or I'm done with this, or I'm ready to move forward. Plus, it being in Aries, as I mentioned before, it's impulsive. And those changes can be that you're making, right? Can be like, yes, I have the energy behind me to make this change, because some of us, like me, can get stuck in things and we keep repeating and repeating and repeating. And this energy is here to smack us upside the head to say, Danny, no. You are wanting to go this way. So why are you still here? Literally had this come up for me this weekend where I'm sitting there like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And changed my whole perception. Now, what I want you to be cautious of, if you've had that enlightenment, right? If you've had that clarity, if there's something that you're like, okay, I'm done with this, or I know I'm moving this, or whatever it might be for you, remember that this is a little erratic and it's impulsive because we're dealing with Aries energy. I want you to pause and I want you to wait. So if you are wanting to make a change, if you are like, you're getting that like, oh, I want to do this, great. I want you to ask yourself, is this serving my greatest and highest good? Is this on the path that I'm headed towards? Okay. Number two, I want you to wait. I want you to pause, and I want you to give yourself some time to think about it, to sit with it. We want to make sure that we are being strategic, that we are being foundational about what we do. So as I said, I'm sitting here and I had this epiphany, this insight of like, what am I doing? Right? And I, have been thinking about it and thinking about it. I am not taking any immediate action right now. It is still stirring. I'm still allowing it to come up and to come forward. Now, I know that deep down, this is for my greatest and highest good. I know that this is in the direction, but I'm not going to take any type of action right now. I'm going to take the action of being clear that this is something that I desire. This is something that I want. This is something where I'm going, but the how, but the plan, but the next steps, I'm pausing. So if you are, because what happens with this energy, and this has happened a couple of times, right? Since these energies have been very close to each other, the moon comes over this energy every single month, and every single month there is a epiphany for me. There's a clarity, and you may be having it too, which is why I want to bring this to your attention. Right now, this is coming up for you to see, for you to acknowledge, for you to be aware of. The next steps will be revealed. Patience. We're moving into Earth energy. Our moon will be moving into Taurus within the next 24 hours. And when it moves into Taurus, this is the foundation. This is that stability. This is that security. It is it's an earth sign. So it's very grounded. So we want to take this action, impulse, energy, and we want to ground it in. And we want to make sure that we're not making too hasty of a decision. So I would caution you on making any major decisions right now. Sit with it. Allow it to come up and sit with it. Give yourself a couple of days, especially as we move through Taurus for a couple of days. Give yourself a couple of days to sit with it and then move forward with it. If you're thinking about leaving a relationship, if you're thinking about changing your physical appearance, if you're thinking about moving, if you're thinking about making any major, like starting a business, leaving your job, give yourself a few days to sit with it and allow yourself, right, to explore it. Explore what's possible and explore the challenges. Now, what I don't want you to do, and what I'm going to caution you to do, and if you start experiencing this, let me know in the comments, is I don't want you to just say like, okay, and go back to the way things were. This is an opportunity for you to make a change. Now, it doesn't have to be radical. It can be the next step. So sit with it, yes. Don't allow yourself to go back. Keep stepping forward. Over this weekend, this past week, I was working an event. And one of the things that the host said, brilliant, was say yes and take a step forward. Say yes and take a step forward. So what I would say is say yes and take a step forward. All right, my friend, that is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you are having a fantastic day, a fantastic week, and I'll see you soon.